Hi, welcome to Home Leisure Direct TV. I'm Andy, and in this film we're going to be taking you through our buyer's guide to pool tables. There are 5 key things to think about when buying the right pool table for you. The first thing is to decide whether you'd like to get an American table or an English table. The second thing is what size is going to be right for you, both for the room you're going to put it in and the type of game you want to play. The third thing is to decide whether you'd like to get a pool table or maybe a pool dining table so you can get dual use out of the space that you've got available. The fourth thing is to decide whether you'd like it to be made out of solid wood or you'd like to have an MDF based table using a laminate finish. And the fifth point is about the accessories. So you get a bundle of accessories come with the table, but what other things should you think about buying to go with the table to make sure that you can make the most of what you've purchased? Okay, so the first decision to make is, do you want English or American pool? The main difference between these two types of table is in the size of ball that's used. For English, you've got a 2-inch size ball, which is here, and you can see the rack of balls there. And then for American, it's a 2¼ inch ball. That 1/4 inch doesn't sound like a big difference when you just see the measurement written down, but when you actually physically see the difference in the size of the balls, it does make a huge difference in the type of pool that you're going to be playing. Okay, so we've got 2 cue balls here. You've got the American one and then you've got the English one. You can see there's a big difference between the two, particularly when you compare them to the size of pocket. So this is a English pool table, and when you put that cue ball in the pocket, you can see that it's the right size to the size of the pocket. If you put the American one in there, it does look massive, and that is the real big difference. Okay, so another difference between American and English tables is in the type of cloth that is used on the table. On an English table, it's just like a snooker table. It's got a nap, so it's got a furry surface, and that runs from the bulk end of the table down to the black spot end, and you can run your hand across it and you can feel the grain where you're going with the grain and then going against the grain. On an American table, the cloth doesn't have any nap on there, so it's not directional. You can go in one direction or the other as you put your hand across it. It makes no difference, and it plays a lot faster than an English table. So English cloth has got a furry surface to it, a nap, which is directional, which goes this way, and then an American cloth has no nap, so you can just see the weave of the cloth there, and it isn't at all directional, and it's a lot faster as a result. Okay, so the last difference to look at between the two types of table is the type of cue that's used. On an American table, because the ball is so much larger, the tip is larger, it's a 30mm tip, and it uses a plastic ferrule on the cue, and this absorbs the shock when striking the ball. On an English table, because the ball is smaller, it's a 2-inch ball as we've said, you use a much smaller tip, between 8 and 11mm in size, and it also uses a brass ferrule there to attach the tip to the pool cue. Okay, so the second thing to consider then is what size table to go for, and this will depend on whether you're going to go for an English table or an American table. English tables come in either 6 foot, 7 foot or 8 foot sizes. 6 foot tables most people buy if they're buying it for the home and don't have enough room for a 7 foot table, or maybe pubs if they're a bit tight for space. But 7 foot size tables is generally the size that people will buy because this is the size that's used in local pool leagues, in the UK Pool Tour, in the World Championships. They'll all use a 7 foot size table. Some customers will go for an 8 foot size table, and that's if they want to play pool, but also if they like to also play snooker, because we can sell snooker balls in 2-inch sizes, so they fit the pockets perfectly, and will come with 10 reds, otherwise you can end up with too many balls on the table if you went for a 15 red set. If you go for an American table, then they come in either 7 foot, 8 foot or 9 foot sizes. Competitions are played on 9 foot sizes, but a lot of people's homes in the UK don't have enough space for a 9 foot table, so that's where 8 foot or 7 foot will come in. But obviously you still get the fun of being able to play with the larger size balls. It's easier to play on than English pool, so for a family that just want a fun game, then maybe American pool would be the type of game to go for. Okay, so when you're trying to choose which size table to go for, remember that when you're looking at on the website and you'll see it says it's a 7 foot table, for example, that refers to the external measurement of the table. So this is where you'll measure literally from one end of the table down to the other. The external sides, this is actually a 7 foot table. It's an English pool table, so it's 7 foot when measured from end to end. The other thing to consider then is the playfield size, and this is a different size. So you measure that from the inside of the cushion to the inside of the cushion here, and we'll see that it's 6 foot. So when you're measuring your room, bear in mind that when you're looking at a 7 foot table, the actual playing surface is 6 foot and the width is going to be 3 foot, and that's what you need to take into consideration when you're deciding what size table to buy. So this is a 6 foot by 3 foot playing surface, but on the website it will refer to it as being a 7 foot table. Okay, so taking this table as an example, this is a 7 foot table with a 6 foot size playing surface, and this is a 4 foot cue. So when you're measuring it, you need to take into account that you're going to be using this cue to the edge of the cushion here and working out what amount of space you need as queuing room behind. So you've got 4 foot one end, 4 foot down at the other end, 6 foot playing surface here. So you add those all together, that means that you therefore need to have a 14 foot long room to be able to fit this size table in. The width, like we said, is always going to be half the length, so it's 3 foot playing surface in size. Again, you've got your 4 foot cue either side, so that's 8 foot, plus a 3 foot playing surface here, means you need to have 11 foot width available to you. So to fit this table into your room, you need to make sure you've got 14 foot by 11 foot in size available. Okay, so the third choice to make is, do you want to get yourself a pool table, or would you like to have a pool dining table? Now the table we're looking at here is a pool table, and you can tell that the difference between the two is where you've got a deeper style of cabinet, and this is really where traditionally this type of table would have a coin mechanism in there, and so it's got the deeper cabinet to be able to accommodate that, and it would have a ball drawer, and you'd be able to see the window with where the balls go along when they've been potted. Now a lot of customers buying tables for home, they don't need to have a coin mechanism, and so you can reduce the cost by not having that in there, but they still want to get that same style of table, that sort of look for their home. So they might want a more traditional style table or a more modern style table. We've got a whole range that are available, and they'll all come in this style where you've got the deeper size style of cabinet. So the other option is to go for a pool dining table, which I'm sat at here. And you'll notice that the depth of the cabinet is far more shallow, and this allows me to be able to sit at it, easily get my legs underneath. You've got 67 centimetres on this particular model of distance between the underside of the cabinet and the floor. And this enables you, as I say, to be able to sit at it comfortably. From the floor to the top of the dining table is 82 centimetres, which is roughly speaking the same sort of height that a normal dining table is. So this gives you the opportunity to get dual usage from your dining room. These are becoming incredibly popular now for people that want to be able to both play pool and have a dining table in their homes. You can have your friends round, have dinner, then whip the tops off and have a game of pool. The fourth choice for you to make is to decide upon how you'd like your pool table to look, and this will dictate really the style and the type of material that is used to make the table. This comes down to a matter of budget. Between £600 and £2,000 you'll get yourself a slate bed pool table, and it'll be made of either MDF or plywood construction. This will then have a laminate finish applied to it, which is this. So you take your MDF, that will then be applied to the MDF, and this looks really good, and it's very hard wearing. It's available in a whole range of different wood style finishes, and lots of finishes which aren't wood in style, so you can really get the type of look that fits the room that you'd like the table to go in. If you're prepared to spend a bit more money, you want to go over £2,000, then you'll be able to get the beauty of real wood. The table we've got here is an Etrusco P40, and this is made in solid cherry, and it looks absolutely fantastic. You've got a beautiful grain. This has been applied with a natural stain, and it looks fantastic. So we can do a whole range of different woods, so it may all be oak or beech or cherry or tulip wood, and then we can apply a range of different stains to that wood, so you get the beauty of the grain, and then you can get the colour which is going to match the type of decor that you'd like for your room. So really the choice is yours. We've got lots and lots of samples available in the showroom here if you'd like to come and have a look, or you can give us a call and we can send them out to you. You can also get a range of paint finishes as well, in a whole range of colours, so whatever look you're after, we would be able to help you. On to the fifth and final part, and that's to take you through the accessories that you'll receive with the table. If you've gone for an English model, then you'll get the reds and yellow balls. If you've gone for American, then you'll get the larger spots and stripes. You'll get the correct size triangle to go with whichever set of balls you're receiving, and of course you'll get the chalk for the cues. In terms of cues, you'll get a pair of full-size cues to go with the table, and that really comprises the standard pack of accessories. Some tables will come with a few more pieces, but that's a simple basic set. In terms of upgrading or adding to that, it's a really good idea to consider a few extra things. So I'll just take you through some of the things for you to have a think about. First of all is in terms of cues. If you've got younger players or a bit tight for space, then a 36-inch cue like this could be a good idea. We also do 48, which is this one, or a 54, which is here. It's also a really good idea to upgrade your cue. You get very simple basic cues supplied with most tables as standard, but you can really improve your game by choosing a better quality cue. This particular model, which is the Pool Pro Whirlwind, is one of our best sellers. It's made in ash, it's a two-piece cue, and will really improve your gameplay. In terms of balls, it might be also an idea to go for a set of snooker balls if you want to vary the game that you play. This is a set of Aramith balls. This is applied with 10 reds rather than going for 15, which you'd get with the standard sort of snooker set. You might decide that you'd like to go for spots and stripes again. With all those cues, if you decide to get a few extras, it's a good idea to get a cue rack. This is a wall-mounted one, which will hold 6 cues, or you can get a freestanding one like the one that you see there. That's made in brushed steel and holds 6 cues and is a really nice design. It's also a good idea to go for a brush. You want to keep the playing surface of your cloth in perfect condition, and a brush is essential to do that. This is a 12-inch horsehair brush. It's a good idea to give the table a brush every single time you play, so to keep it clear of dust, fluff and chalk from your previous game. So that gives you a bit of a brief overview of all the accessories that you need. If you need some more advice, then obviously just give us a call or pop in and see us and we can run you through anything which you require. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our pool table buyer's guide video. Hopefully you found it useful. If you want some more information on any of the matters we've discussed in there are a load of other videos on our website to take you through a number of the other points, such as measuring the pool table, the differences between American and English pool. So if you want some more detail, check those out. Of course, you can give us a call or pop into the showroom and we'll be happy to give you all the advice that you need. Thanks very much for watching.